Day 10. Can you believe it? We are here in Spirit Season, which is a 12 module, I want to say, experience here in the Awaken community with Victoria Bond. Hello and welcome. I'm so excited for today's episode of Spirit Season. If you are jumping on, come and say hello. We're alive. And yeah, I'm really curious to see who's going to join today because I'm doing it at a different time of the day. It is 8 o'clock p.m. New Zealand daytime. If you are jumping on, please come and say hello. If you are on replay, hashtag replay, let me know. I'd love to know where you're at. This is day 10. And if you've made all 10 sessions, whether it's replay or live, congratulations, because that's a pretty big commitment at this time of the year. Okay, let's see who we've got here. We've got Anne, Nyla, Loredana, Sarah, Justina. Hello, how are we all? Oh, it's good morning for Sarah in the UK, I believe. Are you in the UK, Sarah? Linda, so good to catch you live. Yes, I am so happy that you guys are here. Been looking forward to this all day. I've got my cacao. I've got 3 decks of cards that I will potentially be using today. Who knows what Spirit's going to bring through. I've just lit in a fresh candle and I've got some white sage. Eva's here. Hello, Eva. How are you? Hello, Fiona. You can see Jazzy's here. Hey, Nicole. Marianne. Hello. I was just stalking your Instagram. Hello, Autumn. This is your 10th. Whoop, whoop. Like, that is a good effort. There's been quite a lot of resistance in this last week as we've been building up to the solstice, which is it now? Is it today? It's the 22nd of December. I think it's today. And guys, I've probably mentioned this, but every time I do any type of event, it is all intuitive. My guides have come on through. I've had a splenic, I can't really say spleen. I've had an intuitive nudge, okay, and it's felt good. I've tuned in with my spleen, and it's like, yes, this is correct. It is safe. Yes, yes, let's go. And there's always something massive. There's always something going on in the cosmos. And to be honest, I'm usually la-di-da in my own life, my own reality. I don't really know what that thing is that's going on, but I always trust that Spirit makes things happen in divine timing. And of course, the Spirit season, there's 12 days of diving in deep, and evidential mediumship, channeling, healings, teachings is no different. So hello, hello, hello. Make sure you come and say hello if you're jumping on the live. We're going to be here for around about 45 minutes if I can contain myself. Okay, today's subject is, I don't know why I'm looking over there, is spirit teams. We're going to talk about spirit guides. We might even take you through a little spirit guide meditation. Ooh! Something that I love to do in magnificent mediumship. So I want to share with you some really interesting things that Spirit told me today. So first of all, I'm going to read a card for the collective. I want you to, if you're the first time here, if it's your first time here, I've been a bit jumbly with my words, by the way, guys, today. All day I've been stumbling on my own words. If you are new here, I'm going to ask you if you can participate in this, do so, because every time you participate, every time you do an activation when I invite you to comment, and I want you guys to comment on each other, support each other, go as hard as you want. Use the chat box as a mastermind if you choose to, right? We've got a lot of intuitives in this group, a lot of magnificent mediumship students who have been with me for many years. So feel free to ask away, and someone might even chime in. But the reason why I ask you to connect and communicate is it really anchors in a lot of change. It helps to shift the mindset, helps us to open up, it helps us to connect as a community, and it helps me as a splenic projector read your energy. Your motor is helping me be fueled, and all the generators and the many gens out there and the projectors know what I'm talking about here. What actually happens is you are fueling me. I share my wisdom, which I'm purely reading from you anyway. So it's this win-win situation going on. So go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how many days you've been here. Is this your first? Is it your 10th? Is it your 5th live? Tell me something cool. And also give me a 111 to get this party started. A lot of activation. I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to tell you about what I know about spirit guides. Might even tell you who my guides are. I have a lot of questions about spirit guides, something I talk about a lot, of course, in my certification MM. But today, I'm going to go hard and fast, tell you a little bit, give you a little bit of a teaser, and you're going to leave, I'm sure, knowing something or remembering something that you may have forgotten or may have not known. Okay, give me that 111 to get us started. Calling in the angels, ancestors of the true white light, of the highest vibrations and frequencies, dropping our barriers down, opening our hearts, and bringing those roots down into the earth. Has anybody else felt like they're not in their bodies the last few days? Has anybody else feel like they've been vibrating? Please help me out here. Am I the only one? Has anyone else feel like they're going to take off out of their bodies to the cosmos? You know, I've been hosting all weekend, so I had my in-laws here, and my sister showed up with her beautiful children and my brother-in-law, and I think there was like about 12 people or so. Most of them were emotionals with sacrals defined. So if you don't know about human design, don't worry about it. But I'm sitting there talking to all these beautiful people, or talking to my stepmother-in-law and my sister, and all of a sudden I got so like overstimulated, like a 3-year-old who'd been up for too late. And I said, guys, I've got to go lie down. I'm sorry. I stood up in the middle of a conversation, went into my bedroom, lay down, put my alarm on for like 10 minutes, or my, whatever, little timer on. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I need more regulation. I put it on again. Of course, my sister understands that I need to go lie down often. But it's a really good reminder, the anchoring down, the feeling grounded and resetting. And today I've had this reset where I've written, I don't know, like 10 emails and posts. I've been really smashing out some content so I can keep fueling everybody over the next couple of weeks, especially when I have more people coming to my house. And I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Like I don't feel like I'm overstimulated. So this season can be a lot of excitement, and just like a 3-year-old who's had too much candy or needs to go to bed, I think sometimes we just like, I just need to stop and breathe and like go pass out for a minute or 20. So I'm wondering if anybody else feels that way as well. Let me know in the chat box. Very, very high vibrations. Yeah, vibrating. Disassociating? Yeah, calm before the storm. Yeah. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Brenda. Yeah. Hey, Katie. So I was literally sitting there going, oh, I'm going to vibrate out of my body. I'm going to vibrate out of my body. I'm going to vibrate out of my body. What the fuck is going on? And I had a reflective friend messaging me. So reflectors are only like 1% of the world. They have no defined centers at all. She's messaging me going, how are you? I'm in bed. I've been in bed all day. And I'm like, yep, I bet you have. Oh, I hosted 15 people yesterday. Yeah, I had to go lie down. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only person. I was like, am I the only one with this capacity? Yeah, okay, cool. So this is for all of us, okay? The sacred pull, lying down, letting go, letting be, and just remembering what we've spoken about previously. And if you haven't checked out all the previous channels, please go do so. It's the only time I felt normal in the last couple of weeks. Honestly, it's the only time when I channel. So my friend before, I said, remember, I'm going live soon, and if you want to activate, come along. It's so funny. So it is so important to understand the spirit that we be, the spirit that we be, the spirit that is everywhere. I can't wait to tell you about spirit today, and the monarch butterflies and the bumblebees and the rainbows, and all of these signs and synchronicities are landing for us as little golden nuggets to let us know that we are so supported, loved. It's okay to lie down. It's okay to relax. It's okay to turn off. And quite often it comes to the silly season, dare I say it. And what happens is we stop work and then we get motherfucking sick, don't we? And that, tell me if any children are listening, I just swore. That sucks, because our nervous system just crashes. So how can we live every day where we're nurturing? And sometimes, and I didn't know I was going to go into somatics right now, but I'm going to go there. Sometimes it's just holding the body closing our eyes for 10 seconds, lying down for 20 minutes. If you can, I needed that 20 minutes. I got up and I carried on and I was fine. I needed that fuel, like just to pump me up in my tank. Give me some energy. Sometimes coffee doesn't do the trick, right? Sometimes we have to show up, and sometimes if we can, just take that minute. Don't worry about the washing. Don't worry about the dishes. I just left half the dishes now. I was like, must center, right? The sacred pull and the beauty in that vertical to really bring into that horizontal. Lying down equalizes the feng shui of all of that is which around us in the collective, our collective, not the big collective, but our collective, the equilibrium within the collective in our families, in our homes. Okay, hope that made sense, because that was a bit, I can see it, but the translating of it sounded a bit crazy. Okay, are we ready? Who needed that? Who felt like that was a little bit of a caressing? Like, who felt like that was a bit of a relaxation, activation? Who's feeling calm? The nervous system is calming. I feel like we've got all of these psychic surgeons. I work a lot with psychic surgeons, so do you, and psychic healings and shaman energy and Orion and Palladian and the Magdalene, the Christ consciousness, the dragons, the fairies, the tribal beings from our earth, the tree collectives, the inner beings, Andromedan. Whoa. What if it wasn't just humans with no bodies, which were spirits, and ascended masters, angels? What if it's so much more than what we could see on the church walls? What if it was so much more than we could perceive with our mind? So we extended our consciousness to be the galactic beings that we truly be, with no name, but just consciousness and many streams coming from many places. Oh! How does that feel? Give me a 222. To anchor in to the unknown. To know everything is to know nothing. Oh, to be conscious is to know nothing. But to still sense the essence. When people go, Victoria, I'm like, oh, who, me? who, me? Oh, shit, sorry, I forgot I had a body. But it's so important to have a body. Okay, give me a 222 to anchor that. And, you know, something that I really, really noticed was in humans, they want their guide to show themselves, they want their nana to show themselves, their husband to show themselves, they want their spirit guide to show themselves. I think I just said that. Their guardian angel, if you believe in guardian angels, or an extraterrestrial, whatever it is, and they want to see that shit, and they want to see it now, and they want to see it in a linear fashion. But spirit and interdimensional beings and multi-galactic beings are not linear, nor with time, so we need boundaries and standards, nor with physicality. Yes, there is physical beings in the different dimensions. I'm really craving to go galactic. So how many starseeds do we have here? I'm just curious. Let me know if you're a starseed. If you don't know what a starseed is, let me know, because I didn't know what a starseed was. Well, let me know if you're kind of, I think it's a bit weird. Like, what do you think about starseeds? I know one of my sisters, total medium, full-time job. She's like, she's just starting to really slowly get into the galactic. My other sister's like, I'm full-blown alien. So it's really what we're interested in, that matters. But for me, when I was first told, when I went to an energy clearing workshop that I wanted to go to for so long, but I never had any money, and he did it for a koha, which is a donation, because he was leaving town, and I went along. It was like a miracle, right? And he wanted to talk to me after the energy clearing session. He jumped on a Zoom with me. I was all very, very, very fresh with this, like a baby. I had like a baby, and I was like a baby waking up. And he said, "You are a starseed." And I said, "A who? A what? A starseed?" I'm more like, I think got the wrong girl again. People say things and you're like, "Oh, who, me? Are you talking to me?" And I said, "What is a starseed?" And he's like, "Well, you had an entity attached to you, that a particular type of starseed. You're like this priestess starseed who is here to really help shift and do things." And I was like, what? Are you calling me an alien? Like I was quite, what? Like shy. And he's looking at me super seriously. And I was like, you actually calling me an alien? What the fuck? And he said, just sit with it. So I sat for 4 days straight. Am I a starseed? What is a starseed? I don't even know if I believe in that. Obviously, there's beings on different freaking planets, obviously. Like, who is ignorant enough to think we're the only ones? I mean, not being rude or arrogant enough, but seriously, it doesn't make sense that we're not. But me? What does that even mean? And then about 4 days later, after me asking the question stuck in my head, what the fuck is a starseed and why am I a starseed? Me? Did he get the wrong person? All of a sudden I got this gut knowing, I am a starseed. And I said it out loud. I was like, I am a starseed. I think I came from another planet. I've always felt a bit odd here. Like hands, they buzz me out. I don't need to take drugs to stare at my hands. I'm like, whoa. I've always, even as a kid, I was like, whoa. I didn't learn anything at school because I was just fascinated staring at the texture of stuff, right? Maybe there's other names for that, but I'm very new on this earth, and one of the things that I can tell is kind of approximately how many lives people have had. Now, I do this in my soul mapping sessions. I can tell someone, I'm like, oh man, you are old. Like one of my sisters, I'm like, dude, you're old. You've been on this planet so many times. And she's like, yeah, I know. I totally know. And I'm like, I haven't. This is like one of my first times from this soul stream that I'm channeling through. This is my first time. And then other people, I've had one woman who did MM, and this lady, I was like, oh my God, you have been in this feminine energy like again and again and again. 600 and something times she had been back to this planet again and again and again and again with the same thread, the same energy. She was like, yeah, that makes sense. If someone told me I'd been here 600 times, I'd be like, no, I haven't. I am so fresh here. How many times have you been on this planet? I'm curious. What is the first number that comes to your mind? Just remember some of our trainings, right? So spirit language, the clears, the grounding, the awareness, the discernment, your frequency, trusting your channel, reading energy. I'm asking you right now, doing a little bit of coaching here. How many times have you been on this planet? And don't make it solid or dense. Don't go, it's been 358 and now I'm going to hold on to it to the rest of my life. Like, no, grab it, tell me, and then let it go. We define, we solidify, we concrete way too much. And then we can't change our mind because we promised ourselves we were right. Right? Got it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Give me a 3, 3, 3 in the comments to anchor that in. I'm curious what everyone's going to say. Lemurian. Marianne, I am. You think? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Marianne's such a starseed. And so is Jasmine. Possibly, but unsure. Do you know what's really, really cool about the starseed thing? Is when I jump on soul mapping sessions with people, when people come into MM, more often than not, if I tune into this, and my intention is I go and find the place where we seated together, meaning where have we crossed over? Maybe it's in Lemuria, maybe it's in Lyra, maybe it's in Orion. So many people in the latest round of MM, in the angel rounds, the 13th dimension, we were meeting in Orion because we're portal openers. We're opening the portals so the 13th can come through. We are like these grid keepers, these all sorts of guides, which is what we're talking about today as spirit teams. There is all sorts of beings and all sorts of guides. And I'm going kind of advanced without going too advanced. I'm just kind of like teasing you a little bit. But I want to tell you about spirit guides and spirit teams and the difference. And this is exactly what Spirit told me. I've heard it nowhere else. Not to say it's nowhere else. But before I do that, this is a card for you. I don't think I showed you. Movement. You are your own ecosystem. You get to move and shift and change and align and change your mind and pivot and grow and expand. You're moving. And when you're moving, stuff is going to shift. It's going to move. It's going to change. It's going to be uncomfortable. Honestly, I think I've only moved 3 weeks ago and I haven't really stopped enough to sit and anchor in the huge, huge, huge change that me and my family, my little collective, has just been through, because all of our grids change when we move as well. So when we're moving, so is our print. So is our energetic blueprint. I was up on a hill with all this obsidian, doing light language on my balcony, looking at the ocean every day, seeing ships. I saw dozens and dozens of UFO ships. My husband saw them too. Actually, one of my children saw one with me in broad daylight. It went up to us, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I was screaming, look! I was trying to get it on video. And then it turned and it went shoo, in broad daylight. I shit you not. And I'm the most practical person you've ever met, and I cannot lie. So wherever you move, that's where you be, and everything shifts and changes around you. The grid changes. Okay, but I'm getting way too advanced because I'm way too excited to be here. So let me see how you are going on. I am my own ecosystem. I have been so tired after moving. I know. Marianne is one of my one-to-one clients. We moved and we settled, didn't we, Marianne, on the exact same day. We sold our houses and moved in. Like, it was crazy. Hundreds of times. Oh, 868 times Freya has been on this. Is that on this planet? 6, Jennifer said. 333 maybe around 5 times here on Earth. No starseed. Fascinating. Yes, Sedona, you're so, I wouldn't say earthly. I would say, I can't find the word. You've got the shaman energy going on, right? There's probably a better word I can find. Oh, okay. I thought your 333 was for how many lives you'd had on this planet. Don't mind me. You said 5. Yeah, cool. And just ignore me, okay? How am I sent to find out points of first contact? Yes. Actually, Justina, if you checked out your soul mapping, I would honestly, I'm sure that I talked about that point of when we connected and what our resonance was as well, because I kind of remember. 11, cool, okay. So, spirit guides. How many of you have met your spirit guides? How many of you have met your spirit guides? Now, spirit guides is an interesting thing because it's something that we can try to manipulate and use our brains to imagine. So it's really important that when you come into meeting your spirit guides, you realize that it's a two-way conversation. It's just not you. It's not all about you. I mean, it is all about you. You're a big deal. Nothing really else is. You are it. You're the creator of your reality, the strongest entity in your reality. But we're playing with other entities here, which means they are friendships, they're relationships. I have got 4 spirit guides that I know by name. Now, the thing I want to tell you is when people pack tantrums and go, oh my God, I just want to meet my guide, I want to know their name. I'm not getting it. And then they really like on that, they kind of grab onto that. They're missing everything else. So one thing I said was, I don't really give a shit if I know who my spirit guides are or if I know their names or not. Because people come along and go, I've got this Indian spirit guide, which you probably do because they're really great guides. And his name is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how the fuck do you remember that shit? I can't and I won't. And quite often spirit guides will only tell you a name so you have something to reference them by. Because a lot of beings don't have names. My name is Victoria, but that's not who I am. That's so someone can call me. My parents called me that. Maybe I chose it in, I don't know, in my spirit self, probably. But like, it's not who I am. And it's just for someone to refer me to, or by, I should say. So when we think about Bashar and Daryl, and some of you, do you guys know who Bashar is? Let me know in the comments. But Daryl, just like Abraham Hicks, you know, they are trans channels bringing through a being. But Bashar's name isn't Bashar. He was just like, you can call me Bashar. Because in his world, correct me if I'm wrong, and don't quote me here, but in Bashar's dimension, which is a lot more evolved than ours. So it's basically like Daryl's future self soul stream coming through it's him, but it's not him. Okay, this is beyond the cognitive mind. They don't have names, they have vibration. They've gone beyond. They just don't function that way. So I have a guide, and give me a 444 if you're tracking. I have a guide, and his name to me is Orion. Guess where he's from? He's from Orion. And you know, my best friend Tina said to me, a spirit guide is coming in for you. I can feel it. That was like 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, maybe probably 3 or 4 years ago. We've been friends for a long, long time, like for nearly a decade. And she said a guide's coming through. And every time I tried to tune in, I felt like he was so far away, just like when I feel like spirit's far away. And then he came closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And then about a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, I don't know, I'm lying there on my sister's massage table. She's a masseuse, but she's also a healer and a channel. I've got 2 sisters that do this full-time job, full-time. I'm the only one who does it as in teaching online, but they're doing this in their studios every day, right? We're these 3 starseeds, if you will. And I'm lying there, and all of a sudden, just at the very end of the healing, because I've been here, there, and everywhere, and I was like, whoa, she's such an amazing facilitator. Boom! There is this male right here in my face, and he's got this fringe down to here, and it's white. And he's got pale skin. He's like, kind of like sunken in, and looks human, but he's not human. And he's kind of little, and I was like, who are you? And he was just quiet. I was like, talk to me. Came through a few times. And then one day he said, you can call me Orion. And he had to wait until I reached a certain vibration so I could access his vibration. Vibrational match. Orion helps me in so many ways. He's an intelligent. Orion is a very intelligent soul collective. It's a collective. And I have a soul stream with Orion where I work on the portals. A big thing. We don't need to go too much into my life's purpose, right? Our soul's mission. This is something I could go into the soul mapping sessions, and you don't really need to know all of mine because we'll be here for 28 years. So Orion, he's from Orion. He calls himself Orion. His name isn't Orion. I don't even know if he has a name. And he doesn't really talk much. He's kind of quiet. And then I've got another extraterrestrial little guide, and his name is Eco. And one day I'm sitting there, I was like, what are you doing? There's this little grey entity, a little grey, like the typical alien looking, and he's popping around the corner, and I was like, what are you doing? I'm seeing this in my mind's eye. Okay, I have seen entities walking through my house and gone, fuck, what is this happening when I was scared of aliens, Bible basher. Like, I was so scared of aliens. Anyway, not now. And this little grey, teeny, like size of my little 4-year-old niece, my 5-year-old niece, is popping around the corner. And one day I said, if you're going to be here, can you just come out? Because I just can't be bothered playing. And he's just super, super shy. Still don't really know his mission. I said, what's your name? And he goes, Eco. Okay, so it is. My most connective guy that I have is called Joy. And that's a long story. I've told it on YouTube. I've told it on my podcast. I've told it in all my groups. And Joy is a Lemurian blue being. And in my Lemurian deck, which is, I'm going to have to pull one of these now, aren't I? Right here. I go into a crystal shop. This blue being was just there constantly, kind of not harassing, but trying to get my attention and my sister's attention. And it was online. I was saying to them in my paid communities, oh my gosh, can you guys feel this blue being? And one day I was going through this deck that had popped off the shelf and I had to buy it. I was like, thank you. And the picture of Joy was in here because these are channel paintings. And then I figured out her name, and it's a long, beautiful story, but it's not like a bang story, apart from the cards nearly falling off the shelf. It was a journey of finding out who Joy was. And Joy comes through to show me not to be so freaking uptight and so Virgo projector and trying to save the world, to loosen up and have fun, to bring me back into my body. And then, so they're my main 3, Eco, Joy, and Orion. They're my ET beings. But then we've got a lot of people in our spirit team and a whole lot of people as spirit guides. But do you know there's a difference between those two? So I'm really curious. Let's have a look at the chat. Do you know your guides? I'm really, really curious. I really have the names. It's a privilege. Yeah, it's such a privilege that anything extra is a bonus. Do you know how I brought through the granddad the other day? And the granddad, I can't remember the lady's name off the top of my head, but the granddad's name popped in straight into my head. That was a bonus. That was an extra. That was evidential mediumship. It's a bonus, it's an extra, and I'm grateful. I don't need to know my guides' names. I don't need to know too much about them, because if they need to tell me something, they will do it. And mostly it's non-verbal, and mostly it happens without us knowing. It's a contract that we created before we were birthed here, and we can wake up and remember things, which is great. And this is what we do in MM, is we start remembering our past lives. We start remembering the soul streams. Whether it comes into our consciousness or not is a different thing, but we're remembering who we are, okay? Realm Bridger. This is what the world actually looks like. We're in the third dimension, but that's only because we're seeing through the third dimensional viewpoint. The lens, okay? But there's grandparents right here, there's spirit teams here, there's angels here. We can step into an 8th dimension here and a 13th here. It's not necessarily up here, although that is something that I do in visualization. We go up to the 13th dimension. It's really interesting to see how many people can actually hold it there, because it's beyond the 7th, becomes quite elusive and very much of a collective. Okay, if you guys are keeping up, can you give me a 555? we're heading into the change. We're heading into the change. So, get to the point, Victoria. What is the difference between a spirit guide and a spirit team? A spirit team is with you from the moment you decide to come to this planet. They're like, I'll come with you. I'll volunteer. I'll come with you. I'll be with you forever. Victoria, bond. Victoria, Rose, Minia. Now, Victoria, Rose, bond. You know, you get married and all that shit. So we're going to come. We're going to support you. It's the least we could do. You've had my back on this, you know, in this going to storytelling here. I'll come with you. They're not necessarily giving up 90 to 100 years of their life to support you, because time is not real. Time does not exist in the other paradigms in the spirit world like it does here on this planet. Here I'm 42 years old. My body is 42. I'm infinite. Give me a 666. I'm infinite. Or write it down. I'm infinite. I'm infinite. I'm infinite. Ooh! Yes, we are. Anchor that in. So your spirit team is with you from the moment you land to the moment you go. And we have done this for other people. I am a guide. I want you to write that down too. I am a guide. Put it in the chat box or write in your diary. I'm a guide. How many times have you been a guide for someone else? Have you ever walked down the street? This is what I'm here for, is to expand the possibilities in the mindset, okay? Instead of indoctrinating into a spiritual kind of teaching, it's like, what if we could expand into our own knowing? Have you ever walked down the street and looked at someone and go, holy shit, that person's familiar. I don't know who they are. You look at each other, smile, you kind of lock eyes, do a bit of a wink. No. Only I would do that, just to freak people out. You look at people and you smile and you're like, oh my God. You just want to go up to them and talk to them. What if they were a guide and now you're in this timeline and you're near each other? It's like the beehive effect that I was talking about the other day. I'm curious. How's this landing for you? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Yes, I am a guide. What if, okay, so that is a spirit team. So long story short, they are here with you forever. This is their only job. And this is the joy, right? So joy, actually, I can't really tell you. I'm not going to tell you about my guides because I'm not sure if Joy has been here forever. I haven't talked to her about that. But this is where you have got people, entities, I should say, that have been with you forever. And they may show themselves to you from time to time, but it's their full-time job to help you because you're on a freaking mission. Write that down. I'm on a mission. No shit. You're not just here fluffing around. I always say I fuck the fluff because I'm not here to fluff. I'm here to play. I just have to learn how to play because I can be a little bit too, come on, let's work, let's go. Let's do our mission, people. So what is a spirit guide then? Well, I'll give you an example. My Nana, who has passed, my great-grandma, she is a guide for me. Who else here has a Nana as a guardian angel or a guide? But my Nana is also a guide for my sister and maybe one of my brothers, okay? And definitely one of my other sisters and probably my mum and maybe Tom, Dick or Harry and all the cousins because God knows there's this huge family. So maybe she's a guide for many, many, many people. Maybe not just me. Guides come and go. Maybe they just come in like Orion, who's landed, and he's like, you're ready for the next level of your ascension for your mission here on this planet. Maybe Orion, my guide from Orion, will leave one day. He's still here because I can feel him right now. I just haven't really tuned into him for a while. I've been busy. Sorry, mate. But they're always there. They're always working their magic when we ask our guides. But the spirit guide will come and go, and they maybe have multiple people that they look after. Got it? Makes sense? I think a guardian angel is yours, has been like put with you for your whole life and has nobody else. I don't know about that. What do you think about that? Spirit guides come and go. They can come at different stages. They can have other people, and spirit teams are yours. You sit around the table, this is how I visualize it. You sit around and go, right, let's bring all of the data to the table. So you're going to go down, you're going to go into New Zealand, sweet as. Sweet as, go buy a pavlova. It's Christmas. You're going to go to New Zealand and these are the lessons you're going to go. Who is your crew you're going to take? That's how I see it from a very linear point of view. I really don't think it's that linear, but that's how I visualize it. I have control over this. This is my fucking destiny. This is your destiny. But the funny thing about destiny, take note of this because so many people don't realize this. They go, do you believe in destiny? I'm like, absolutely. But who said there's one freaking destiny? It's like the book with many different endings. What is the highest potential on the choices that you are making and how challenging you want it to be? How's that resonating with you? Let me know. Let me know. That is my spiel on Spirit Team, and I'm being very aware of the time. So let's do some mediumship, shall we? Let's do some cards and see what comes through. You never know what's going to come through. You never know if a spirit's going to come through. Sometimes I think I'm going to do a soul mapping session. So do the soul mappings. Sometimes I do, you can buy them separately for 2222, or sometimes I do them as an extra bonus, which stay tuned because tomorrow I'll share with you how you can get your soul mapping session. But quite often I will do a soul mapping and I think we're going to go in one direction, a soul stream of Galactic, and then we just go boom, lineage, and we're like bang, 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 right back to witch wound, right back to an original life back then. So you never know what or who is going to come through. And this is the biggest thing about mediumship, is letting go of the control. Is the spirit going to come through? I don't know, Alma, the man, was going to come through? Is it Brenda? Was that her name? Her granddad? I didn't know he was going to come through. I didn't know his name was going to come through. I didn't know Nicole's dad was going to come through yesterday. I mean, honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know. Okay, let me have a drink here. Okay. I have my Nana. Oh, I have my Nona as my guide. And she came through in your reading the other day. And so was my dad and a little girl I didn't get to birth in this life. That's so beautiful. Oh, sounds like your great grandma. Yeah. Beautiful. Hey, Leah, how are you? Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm getting tingles. Thank you. Let me have a sip. It's a grandfather coming through because I can see my granddad. Now, really funny story. I was getting a tattoo. If you haven't noticed, I got a sleeve. And Amanda Keat, the tattoo artist, I got her to do pretty much the whole lot apart from my original one, which is the big thick one here. And I was telling her about, I was like, I do mediumship and stuff. And then all of a sudden I said, your granddad, was he a farmer? Because I can see my granddad. So I feel like your granddad's here because it's all about her, not me. And she said, yes, he was a farmer. And I said, did he like to go to the pub? Yes, he used to go to the pub. And I was like, okay, did he? I start asking all these questions, and we found out that both of our granddads were farmers and both of their names were Pat. There's the tiniest bit of the story. It was like a whole hour thing, right? And they like to go and have a drink. Well, Grandma was at, this is what they used to do back in the olden days. Grandma's at the local supermarket. So, of course, the farmers would go for a lunchtime beer. I don't know if they ever do that in New Zealand anymore. So, sometimes I can see, I've got a granddad here. Oh, now I'm starting to see more people coming through. Okay, so granddad. Who's this granddad belong to? So sometimes they're showing the imagery of your things, but it's for someone else. Hello, Jenny. So good to see you. Oh, my son Thomas is my guardian angel. It's so beautiful, Jennifer. Nyla, I wonder if this is your granddad, because your name just popped out at me. I'm just looking at the names. Okay, Nyla, this card is for you, and what I do in mediumship is I don't push anything. You might have got the gist already. I don't push for names. I don't push for guides' names. I don't really care. I'm like, if you don't make it easy, I'm going to go for sleep, okay? So this card is for you, Nyla, and I feel like I want to really, really yawn. Oh, and I'm not that tired. Okay, what is the metamorphosis that you're going through? What is it that you're looking at that you want to change? That you've been sitting on the cusp of changing, but you haven't quite yet changed. And it could be a pattern, it could be an identity, it could be, it could be a name. You know, I've had quite a few people take the leap and change their name from their birth name to their chosen name in Magnificent Mediumship. I've had like 3 people do it, literally 3 people. So what I'm saying is the caterpillar. So you are like in that birthing stage right now. Do you feel like that? I feel like you're in a birthing stage. Please remember, we birth again and again and again and again and again. It's not like we just go, I'm awakened. Like the minute you go, I got it, you're like, oh, I lost it. You know, so the whole point is to birth again and again and again and again. And that's what I'm saying. And I'm also saying, speaking of Indian, by the way, when I yawn, it's because I'm channeling. Okay, so I'm speaking, and it's very intense when I'm yawning. So I'm like, whoa, it's like coming from a long way away. So like the spirit just popping in. I'm like, what am I tuning in? I am getting an Indian guide with you, Nyla. Nyla, is that how you say your name? Nyla. I'm getting an Indian guide with you. I just looked at those peacocky, friend, what are they called? Flamingos? Flamingo. Honestly, sometimes I seem like I'm drunk. I don't drink. Okay, I don't drink. Flamingos. It's just the channel, and all I saw was like these chiefs, these Indian chiefs. Were you here when Lou was on, and we brought through these chiefs, these Māori warriors for a light language healing? Who was here? What even day was that on? Okay, let me have a little look. Nyla, are you still here? Oh, Marty is here. Hello, Marty has done MM. She was such a beautiful participant. Okay, cool. Yes, sure do. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm saying. You're saying sure do too. But I'm feeling a granddad energy here with you, as well as this Indian. The granddad is quite weak. Not as in weak, but this other energy. His spirit coming through is quite weak, and my granddad's been trying to help him come through. It's on the side. But this Indian chief stream is coming through stronger. I'm seeing smoke, and which is funny because today I was like, we're gonna need smoke. See smoke. I'm like literally. This is so strange. I'm seeing the la, 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 like I'm there. And before I was looking at my drums, and I was like, I need my drums. I was just craving that. So, do you have a guide like that? Tune into that guide. You're needing to go deeper into that so they can support you, calling them through, calling the whole tribe of that. And I think your granddad is just there watching you, supporting you. He can't get a look in because this other energy is really strong as you go through your metamorphosis and your change. Look in the mirror. What do I want to change? What identities am I holding on to? If I let them go, who would I be? I would be nothing, which is perfect. Or should I say I would know nothing? And that would be perfect because you're always something no matter what. Okay. That was so potent that day. Yes. Still here. Okay. Oh, yes, that day with Lou. Yeah, Lou and I have got some type of ancestral connection. We're just not 1,000% sure what it is. Okay. Woo! How are we feeling, people? How are we feeling? Could you guys feel that? Give me, what are we up to? Are we up to the 777? Give me a 777 to anchor that in. So tomorrow is going to be so much fun. We're going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about tomorrow? Delivering messages for spirit. As you can tell, everything weaves in. And in my human design, it's really interesting. I've been told this by so many readers as well. I deliver the same thing again and again and again in many different ways. And depending on who I'm talking to, I dive in and I go deeper and I channel the vibrations. And that's why I'm always saying, give me some love, give me some cream, give me some emojis, talk in the chat box. I watch myself sometimes and I'm just watching like this, mesmerized, going, what the fuck is this chick on? Holy shit, it's me. It's me channeling. It's completely, really interesting. Okay. Whew. Okay. Listening. I'm not sure who this is for. This is for the collective, and I'm going to do a couple more individuals. I'm just looking at the time here as well. It's very galactic today because we've been talking about guides. Okay, I've got to listen. I've got to listen. Close your eyes down, please. Take a nice deep breath in. Anchor down, roots. Open jaw, open belly. Relax belly, relax yoni, hands and feet. Relax behind the eyes. And now visualizing yourself. This is just a quickie. Visualizing yourself in a room. Is the room white? Is it blue? Is it gold? Is it a forest or a beach? This is your room. This is your inner matrix. And you'll notice that there's a door to the left or to the right. Maybe it's behind you or above you. I don't know. Where is the door? What does the door look like? Do you have a door handle? What color is it? Behind that door is a spirit guide, or maybe a loved one in spirit. We won't know until we open the door. Visualizing the door opening now and an energy walking in to your inner matrix room. And if you don't see, hear, or feel anything, don't worry. You're safeguarded, loved, and protected, and all will be revealed. You've got a bubble around you 3 meters out, and nothing can come into that bubble unless you allow it. And now noticing that the guide or the loved one in spirit is coming closer to you, sensing. And maybe you can invite them into your bubble if it feels good for you. And now noticing who it is. Do you get a name? Do you get an image? Do you get a sense, a smell, a knowing? And now spend the next few moments receiving any messages from this guide or loved one in spirit. And instead of trying to get a message, if it doesn't come easily, just allow yourself to receive whatever it is that you need to receive. And now, feeling the gratitude and saying thank you to the spirit guide, the loved one in spirit. It's time for them to go out of your inner matrix, because it is important for you to have a clean aura, a clean ecosystem for your living here on this planet. The spirit is now leaving and the door will shut behind them. You sit in gratitude and you take a nice deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly. And as you breathe out, you breathe love and light out to the world, through the world, around the world, and out to the cosmos. Gratitude for all that you are receiving, because abundance and health and love and beauty is your birthright. Bringing your attention back to your body, fully, completely, and totally back to your body. Wriggling your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. Welcome back. I always say practice makes perfect. The one thing that we don't want to do as humans is practice. We just want it now. So I'm curious, what did you receive? Did you receive something? Were you just relaxed? Were you frustrated? How do you feel? And what did you receive? Pop it in the chat box if you were able to be in that meditation. It was just a couple of minutes. It was very much an attunement, an awakening, and an opening up to your guide, to your loved one in spirit. Pop in the chat box. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm personally feeling really calm and grateful for being here. What came through for you, Nicole? And I pulled a card for the collective here. So good to have you here, Victoria. The wastelands. Sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. To know spirit is to know self. And if we are all up in here and we are not taking time to anchor, to fuel, to drink our medicine, our cacao or our water, or to have a little nana nap. I've been under my weighted blanket a wee bit today, regulating my system. Then how are we going to hear spirit? How are we going to be able to connect to another if we're not connected to ourselves? Give me an 888 to bring in the energy of connection to self. Can't believe we're only at 888. Usually we're at the 1111. The master number is the 1111. My husband said, you are ready. Oh, so beautiful. Golden calm. Feeling chilled at me too. I'm feeling like I had a whole lot of Blue Lotus or something. A whale through the waters. They're my grandparents and my great-grandparents. It was hard to let go of them, to be honest. Just seeing my Indian guides you brought through. Oh, beautiful. My golden galactic guide came through with an amazing aquamarine eyes. She communicates without words. And you know, the 888, we've got infinity times infinity times infinity. How could we be the guide that we truly be? And one thing I tell you, and I you know, I'm going to pull one more card at the end of this, but one thing I want to tell you, which is so important, is when we're outsourcing our power to guides or people, we are not protected. People go, I'll just wait to see what my guides say. They go, I want to join MM, but I have to go and talk to my guides. I'm like, what? You're a guide. It doesn't matter. Do I have to ask my guides when I can go to the toilet, or if what car I should buy? Yes, ask the angels to find you a car park. But you are your greatest guide. You are your number one entity in your reality. Something I hoot and howl about until the cows come home. I shout it from the rooftops. You're it. With a whole crew. In my business, I'm it with a crew, with a team of people, because I ain't doing it all by myself. I need someone to help me set up my computer. No one sees all the behind the scenes on my YouTube. Have you guys checked out my YouTube? There is a lot of love, preparation, energy that goes into everything I do because I'm coming from love. I'm the number one guide in my reality. You're the number one guide in yours. Don't wait for your Indian guide or your galactic guide to give you the next steps. They're going to give them to you, but don't wait for no one. Make sense? Give me a 999 if that makes sense to you. Sometimes it's a harsh reality because I hear all these mediums going, oh, my guide said this and my guide. I'm like, I don't fucking care. That sounds so bad. But what do you say? And that's what I say when I'm coaching people. What do you say? The rose garden. My mum is coming tomorrow. I can't wait to show her my garden. I can't wait. My name is Victoria Rose. My mum's name is Bernadine Rose. My daughter's name is Addie Rose. And the roses are connected to the Magdalene, connected to the divine feminine, connected to the lineage of Christ consciousness. We are here to rise, sister, rise. Thank you, Rebecca Campbell. We are here, interesting enough, Rebecca Campbell's got the triangle on all of her stuff, and me and my sisters all got a triangle. We didn't know she had the triangle. She's also a splenic projector like myself, so I'm like, oh my God, connections. She's so cool. But in all honesty, when we are looking at ourselves, we have to know we're looking at our mothers and our grandmas and our great-grandmas. We're looking at the Magdalene and the Virgin Mary, the Mother Mary, I want to call her. We're looking at the feminine. We're looking at the red tent. We're looking at the creative. We are the creative. To know spirit is to know self. Remember who the fuck you are and rise up to the occasion, because we're coming into the fire horse. The fire horse flies. It's basically a unicorn with fire. It's like going, snake is powerful, right? But it's like going from what I was saying with Nyla then. It's like going from the caterpillar, which is beautiful, in the chrysalis, to a flying freaking fire unicorn. It is not time to be slithering around. It's time to lighten your load. And this is what this solstice has been about. This is what this new moon. This is about seeing all things. My husband keeps saying, we need to make sure all of our energy is really clean going into this next year. And I'm like, I 1,000% agree. So we step up and we feel into whatever we need to feel into. Sometimes we've got to look after our body and tend to our garden. Sometimes we need to ground. Sometimes we need to tap into our spirit guides. Sometimes we need to tap into community. Sometimes we need to be alone. Sometimes we need to serve. Sometimes we need to be nurtured. Sometimes we need to nurture. Now you can give me a 1111 to anchor all that in. The Master 11s, the peace out, the I'm ready. Okay, we've got 2 more days. Yes, 2 more days of spirit season. If you haven't checked out my YouTube yet, of course, there's a ton of stuff on YouTube. This is more raw because YouTube, I like to do it in teachings. I put a little bit more structure into it. This is me, the F-bombs, the live, the tripping over myself, hair going on fire, cards flying, kids coming in yelling mum. This is the raw, this is the real. And the YouTube is great, and it's more like a little training system that you can go through if you want to. And of course, you know the drill. If you want to jump on a call and talk about MM, if you are ready to invest in yourself and to work with me closer, then of course that option is there. 2 more days. Are you ready? And by the way, I finally got a date and time for those that are in my paid communities. We've got the spiritual membership, which is $22 a week. We've got all my people and the alumni, because of course I'm never going to ditch you once you have started And of course my Amplify Business Spiritual Mastermind. You guys keep an eye out, because on the 27th we've got a 2-hour session. We're going to do a visioning process for 2026 for the first half. It's going to be a whole workshop with all the things. And then, of course, which I better get onto. So you've got your There might be a printout, there might just be, I think it might just be a slideshow, so you need your diary. But we're also going to do a breathwork session, a really powerful release and receive. So you can access that if you go join the spiritual membership, which is on my website, Awaken with Victoria Bond. Go join that. Come and leave at any time. Even if you just want to come for that session, feel free to join. Stay a couple of weeks. Enjoy the digital portal, which has $10,000 worth of content in it. Or, you know, and make sure if you are in my communities that you come along to that, if you're in my paid communities or the alumni. It's going to be really, really powerful. So 2 more days here in this community. It's been an hour. I'm going to do one more from this deck because I'm feeling the divine feminine. Are you guys feeling the feminine energy today? I really needed to just soften and come into, I mean, my mum is coming. I'll be able to soften. So it's going to be really, really beautiful. This has been such an awesome session. Oh, that's so lovely, Autumn. Sounds delicious. Yes, I'll see you there, Jazzy and Tanya. Okay, yes. Again, it's popped up. The Wastelands has popped up again. And I think it's so important to nurture ourselves. What does that look like? You know, I made that cacao for myself, and I made myself a really beautiful carby. I'm going to do a 10K run tomorrow morning. So I made myself like a wrap that had like all the things nourishing and nurturing and really warming and really carby. It's like, how can you look after your body, not out of scarcity, not out of like trying to deprive, but out of like nurturing and love. Okay, how can you do that? Because right now there's some ruptures going on and we're feeling that in the collective, so we need to be extra nice and kind to ourselves and other people. Okay, thank you for being here. Have you guys enjoyed this? Give me a word, flick me a word. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I think I'm feeling kind of satisfied, which is very much a generator energy. I'm feeling satisfied. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling like I'll be able to hop into bed and just chill out and go to sleep and wake up bright and go for a 10K run. How are you feeling? I'm really curious. Pop that in the chat box. I want to read it out. Fabulous evening. Thank you. Beautiful. So good that we've had this co-collective. So super grateful for the session tonight. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. I really want to see the words. Oh, expansive. Yes. I'm feeling expansive. You guys really brought it today. Okay, I've been having nana naps the last few days. Says a Manny Jen. Yes, I know most people's HDs. Centered. Yes, more of my feminine, grateful. Yes. I'm grateful too. I'm feeling that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Calm and expanded, says the projector. Loved. Oh, yes. And this is your joy, love, peaceful. This is the energy. I just had the awareness. This is the energy of our guides. Simply the awareness of having them here, ready to face the day. Oh, peaceful and grateful, beautiful. Just what I needed. Yeah, beautiful. Again, you know, this is a free series that I have created, co-created with you. I've facilitated. So you can invite people to this page if they want to access this. Of course, it's free for all. So I think my team is popping it up on one of my YouTube channels for people to access as well. It has been such an honor to play with you today. Thank you for being here. Beyond grateful. This has been the only time I've been feeling normal during the day is in these sessions. And it's hard to believe it's every day because it feels like there's such a long space in between. We'll be here tomorrow and the next day. So thank you for being here, my friends. Take a nice deep breath. Keep connecting into your body and into the people around you, taking what you need at this time. Thank you to the guides, the angels, and the ancestors of the true white light of the highest frequencies and vibrations. We are so grateful for everything that you bring today, to bring this sanity into the insanity, to make us know that we are loved, to help us know that we are loved no matter what. I can feel all your love. Thank you, my friends. Lots of love.